Hi guys, welcome back to Saving Salvage and welcome back to the channel. Right, so we are back on the Mustang again today. This is a follow-on from Saturday's video where we just started to remove the engine to get those chassis legs replaced. So we're cracking on today. Hopefully we're going to get the engine out and we can then marry up and decide where we're going to cut the new chassis legs. So if you do enjoy these videos guys, please do like and subscribe and comment in the section below if you've got anything to say, and let's crack on with the Mustang. So a lot of people in the comment sections over the weekend were saying about lower the engine along with the subframe and the suspension as well. So that is what I'm going to do. So we're going to start off by getting the car in the air, removing as much electrical connections from the gearbox side as I can, and also the prop shaft and the exhaust will have to be removed as well. So I'm going to do that first, and then hopefully we'll be able to remove as much as I can see electrical wise, and then unbolt the subframe and just start lowering it down, because I'm sure there's going to be some connections in there which I can't get to obviously as it's in its current position. So if we just start lowering the engine down, hopefully they'll become more visible and I can get hold of them to undo them. So let's get up in the air and start removing bits from underneath. Right guys, been working away for a while, just had a few bits on time lapse. Obviously because it's the first time I'm doing this engine, I haven't got everything on time lapse because we'd literally be here for about an hour. So just a quick recap of what I've done so far. So we went underneath, removed the prop shaft, which was just 3 bolts, removed the exhaust from the clamps from the sort of like the catback area, removed them from there. I then removed the gear stick, and then that will just drop through the bottom of the car. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to remove all the ABS pump and all the brake lines. I'm unsure if I need to do that yet. So for the sake of removing it all and then finding out that I didn't need to, for the time being I have just removed the brake calipers, here look, and just hung them up on here just so this the brake hose is free hanging. You don't want to let the brake caliper hang down and put strain on the brake hose, so I've just tied them both to the chassis rails each side, just let them hang down, and then that way the brake pipes are still connected to the car, but the suspension and all the discs and everything can come down with the subframe. So again, undone the suspension, 3 bolts at the top here, then the top strut just drops through. There are 4, 2 each side at the back, bolts holding the subframe on. There's 2 right at the front, those 2 there, and then there's a further 2 just here, look, them 2, 1 and 2. So 2, 4, 6, 12 in total. I've undone them all, and what I've done is just used a pallet truck with a pallet on just to hold the subframe up, and I've just slightly dropped the whole lot onto the pallet. As you can see here, look, only a few inches, which will hopefully give me enough space just to then slowly raise the car up, just in case there's any wires I've missed that are possibly down the back of the engine, the ones that I couldn't see with the engine in position, any hoses that I may have missed. The last thing I want to do is just go hell for leather, leave the engine there, lift the car right up, and then ending up breaking some quite expensive hoses or wires. So we'll do it slowly does it. Just make sure we clear everything out, make sure nothing's left attached and nothing gets broken, and then hopefully that should be the engine out, along with the gearbox, subframe, all the suspension and front brakes. Look guys, we have one engine and gearbox and subframe and suspension and brakes all out, freewheeling. Just get her out the way. 5-litre V8 coming through. There we have it, a 6-speed manual transmission out along with the engine. suspension, brakes, subframe, you name it, it's all come out in one. Actually, it was fairly straightforward. It didn't actually take that long. Start to finish, probably 3 hours to get the engine and gearbox out. I suppose it's a good thing about A longitudinal engine, and B, a Ford engine, possibly, I don't know. But it was all fairly straightforward, no real hiccups, and the good news is nothing actually broke. Sometimes with these, when you start pulling the engine out, that's not broken, that's fine. When you start pulling the engine out, you realise that you've left a wire or hose disconnected, and then it just snaps as you're lifting the car up. But luckily, I managed to double check everything and we're all good. So we have our problem area. There it is. So what we're going to do now is, if I'm honest, I want to try and do this without disconnecting it as well, with disconnecting as little as possible. Obviously we have to be fully aware that I will be grinding, and then there will be welding going on, so there will be sparks and heat. So if that is the case, I don't think we actually needed to undo the ABS pump, because this side, luckily the ABS pump is on this side, and this side isn't as badly damaged. So as you can see here, that is where the crease is. So if I'm honest, I'm probably going to cut it. I want to retain as much as the original chassis as possible. So as you can see, it's here. So we're probably going to use sort of this joint here and possibly cut it there as well. That way we won't have to disconnect any of the brakes, which will be a result, because bleeding brakes is a pain in the arse. Especially if you don't have an electric bleeder, which I do not. So this side will obviously a little bit more difficult, so we'll have to remove this and have a look. These hoses can obviously, I know they're just flapping at the minute, but they can just sit side to side, whatever side we're working on. The new chassis rails actually come with a lot of stuff on them. The guys have left all the wiring, they've just literally cut the wire, as you can see there. So, and they've obviously used some sort of plasma or oxyacetylene cutter to cut the chassis off. But they've even very kindly gave us a couple of horns. So we need to work out the best way of cutting it, where to cut it, and then we can go from there. Right guys, over to the engine bay. So now the engine's out, I've got it up in the air and I'm having a good look down the chassis rails just to make sure there's no further problems any further back. However, that doesn't seem to be the case for this side. It looks pretty straightforward this side. So we've just got our main kink here, look. And round this side, you can see it very slightly where the paint has, there, look, you can see where the paint's cracked. And that is it. There's no other indication anywhere further back. I've had a good look around everywhere. Everywhere else on this side is absolutely spot on. I've compared it with my other chassis rails that I've got down there, and everything is absolutely spot on from here back. So my plan for this side is, it might be a bit difficult to see with all the electrics still on it. In fact, yeah, it is. So I'll come back to this side when I've stripped it down. I have stripped this side down because this is obviously the more problem side. And unfortunately, there is, let me just get some more torch. There is further damage. So I was looking down, obviously we've got our initial damage here, which is obvious. But then further back, you can see here, there's a bulge here. A little bulge here. And also, look, as you can see here, look, see that crease? Which confirmed my theory that it has also bent back here. So that is not good. Obviously I compared it with this side and the new chassis legs I have are absolutely completely dead straight and flush. Where this side, look, you can see that has bulged. And then looking here as well, there's also a slight bulge on this bit here. So obviously the issue is a lot further back, and also that part I do not have. So when they cut the chassis legs for me, they cut them about here. So that is not going to solve my problem. So I saw a guy in the comments, he mentioned that you can buy the whole chassis leg from Ford. So I phoned them up this morning, asked for a quote on the full chassis leg, which runs all the way down to here, there, and it's quite a reasonable price. It was 360 quid for the whole thing. So that's a brand new Ford part, direct from Ford. So I've gone ahead and I've ordered it. I've just bit the bullet and thought, no, I probably could straighten that, but if I'm honest, for 360 quid and peace of mind, it's better just to buy the whole section. So for this side, we're going to replace the whole section, and this side I'll show you once I've stripped it. Right, so I've just quickly swapped everything around, so this side's now bare, and I've just put all the wires over that side. Right, so I've ordered, I don't know if I said, I've ordered the chassis leg for this side. I've seen a picture of what it looks like, but I'm not 100% sure of what it actually comes with, because there's quite a lot of spot welded parts. So until I'm 100% sure, i.e. when the part turns up, I'm not going to start drilling out this side, just in case I drill something out I don't need to. The part was on back order. They have extradited it today, so hopefully it should be with me. They said 5 working days, so hopefully beginning of next week this will arrive. So what we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to do this side. So having a look at this side, my plan is I'm going to remove these spot welds, drill them out here, and my plan is to leave this section, all this section and top section in. I just want to replace this chassis end leg here. So what I'll end up doing is a staggered cut, probably around here, this side, and a little bit further back on the other side, possibly about here on this side, just so it's a staggered fit, which will help with obviously stability and structural, etc. So that's my plans. So what we're going to start doing first is just drilling out these spot welds and cutting this section out. So I've also removed that section that you can see here. Look, I've kept it, I drilled that off as well, just so it just gives it a bit of interlinking security, because it means it's basically going to be welded on in more than one place. So we've kept that part, and then we've just literally cut straight through there, look. And then what I'll do is I'll leave it cut this side like that, but on this side, as you can see here, look, it is 2 separate sections that have been welded together. So what I'll do is I'll stagger it slightly, and I'll cut it around about here, just so that it's a staggered fit, staggered weld, and that just improves its strength. So that's as far as we've got today, guys. So got a lot done today, to be fair. Got the engine out, gearbox out, found out that that chassis leg needs to be replaced as a whole. Ordered it, waiting for that to arrive, should take 5 working days. And we've started on this side, because this side we can do. I've got the new one there, look, ready to start cutting out. And we've already cut out this leg. So I don't know if I've said, but I'm going to keep both of these top sections, both sides, because they appear completely undamaged. And when the car came in, the bonnet and the wings sat absolutely perfectly lined up anyway, so I do not believe they are faulty. So we'll keep the repair area as localised and as small as possible, just replacing these chassis legs and the front section. Right guys, that is all I've got time for today. Got a lot done, to be fair, as I've just mentioned. So as I said, now we are cracking on with this side. The next video we'll rebuild this side, get that ready to, what we'll do is once we've got it all in right position, I will tack weld it in myself. So then once we've replaced the other side, again I'll tack weld it in, just to make sure everything lines up properly, and once I know it does, I'll get a welder in to weld it all up properly. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, head over to my Instagram page, which is saving_salvage, just to check out some pictures during the week. Right guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.